Hello everyone, and welcome. Today I'm bringing you another edition of Fire Emblem Heroes Sleeper Skills. This series is about exploring skills that can be hard to find a home for. Today we'll be discussing the Smoke skills. Smoke skills are C skills with an equip cost of 240 skill points. They come in 4 flavors, one each for attack, speed, defense, and res. At the time of recording, every smoke skill is locked to either a limited unit or a 5-star exclusive. Attack and speed smoke are in the normal pool, but defense and res smoke are locked to a seasonal unit and legendary respectively. Smoke skills have very few restrictions and can be inherited onto anything except staves. Mechanically, smoke skills all work the same way. After combat, enemy units within 2 spaces of the opponent, but not the opponent themselves, are debuffed through their next action. Unlike Smoke Dagger or Dark Breath, smoke skills will activate regardless of if the unit attacks or not. Additionally, smoke skills will only activate if the equipped unit survives combat. Smoke skills apply a visible debuff. Because of this, they don't stack with ploys, threatens, or other debuffs that affect the same stat. However, smoke skills do work with panic effects. Even though panic converts visible buffs into debuffs, those penalties occupy the buff slot, and can therefore stack with other debuffs. Smoke skills are easy to fit onto a variety of builds and team setups. If you don't need very specific C-slot buffs, like Tactics, Armor March, or Emblem buffs, then smoke skills are a great choice. Smoke skills can have a very large impact on the flow of combat. While they lack safety and precision, the magnitude, the immediacy, and the wide area of effect makes up for it. If your unit is attacking, then smoke skills hinder the opponent on the following enemy phase. If your unit is defending, then smoke skills will be helpful on the next player phase. In other words, smoke skills can be used offensively or defensively on both phases. Of course, the relevance of a smoke effect on any turn depends on the stat that you're debuffing and the units on your team. Okay, let's take a look at some builds. As always, these aren't the only builds that utilize smoke skills. There are just a few that I like. Up first, we have a build that I showed off in one of my recent mini-review videos, Brazen Vantage Swordheart. This build is all about abusing the Master Sword. The Master Sword is a brave weapon with extra might that works on both phases. Not only does it hit hard, but it gets twice the benefit out of any buffs or debuffs. The idea here is simple. We attack to activate defense smoke and put Swordheart into Brazen Vantage range. Then, on the enemy phase, he gains 28 damage on his preemptive attack. 14 from the Brazen buff, and then another 14 from the Smoke debuff. We keep Swordheart's personal weapon for obvious reasons. In the A slot, we run Brazen Attack Defense, the B slot is Vantage, and the C slot is Defense Smoke. The seal and special in this build are flexible, although I like using Deflect Melee to make Swordheart's player phase safer. Next up is a build that uses similar reasoning, but to different effect, Resistant Smoke Noe. Although Noe doesn't have the same incredible scaling that Swordheart has, she is much more flexible and has access to innate distant counter. The weapon for this build is Lightning Breath, refined with either speed or defense depending on your choice of IV. The special is Aether. The A skill is Steady Breath, the B skill is Vantage, the C skill is Resistant Smoke, and the seal is Quick Riposte. It's not hard to see why this set is so strong. Steady Breath Noe is one of, if not the most popular units in the entire arena metagame. The combination of Steady Breath, Lightning Breath, Quick Riposte, and Aether is remarkably stable, scores high, and makes her into a great enemy phase anchor. I like this build because it shows that smoke skills can take something strong and make it even stronger. Noe already hits hard, but Resistant Smoke adds 7 more damage and makes the QR Vantage combo even better. Our third unit for this video is one that just keeps coming up, and with good reason, Sheena. Sheena is widely regarded as a premier defensive powerhouse, but smokes can take her to the next level and make her nearly indestructible. The weapon for this build is Slaying Axe, although I'm only choosing it to make Aether consistent. If you'd rather use a damage special like Ignis or Glacis, you can use any other generic weapon. No matter what weapon you pick though, I encourage you to refine it for defense or res. The A slot is Distant Counter, and the B slot is Vengeful Fighter. The C slot is Attack Smoke, and the Sacred Seal is Close Defense. I know this is an expensive build, but Sheena is a remarkable core team prospect. She scores well, and is worth the investment if you like using her. The goal here is to dominate the enemy phase. Sheena's mixed bulk is incredible, and it only gets better when we lower the enemy's attack and raise her own defenses more. If that's somehow not enough to get by, then we have Vengeful Fighter and Aether for a lot of sustain. If you enjoy this playstyle, I highly recommend using Gwendolyn as well. Like Sheena, Gwendolyn is easy to merge, possesses outstanding mixed bulk, and has lots of long-term value that justifies high investment. The last build I wanted to showcase for this video is one of my new favorites, Light Breath Kana. I feel like every piece of this build works together, and it turns Kana into a terrifying mixed phase bruiser. The weapon is Light Breath, refined for speed, defense, or attack depending on IV and personal preference. The special is Aether. The A skill is Steady Breath, the B skill is Wind Sweep, the C skill is Speed Smoke, and the seal is Attack Smoke. The goal this time is to initiate safely using Wind Sweep. Then, on the following enemy phase, the combination of smoke debuffs, Steady Breath, and Light Breath makes Kana nearly untouchable. For context, on the enemy phase, Kana is getting a benefit of 5 attack, 12 speed, 12 defense, and 12 res before we even count Steady Breath. That is insane. It gets even more ridiculous once you remember that this takes 0 outside support and is incredibly safe due to Kana's base speed. Kana will almost always sweep her opponent, she will almost never get doubled, and anything that isn't a falchion will struggle to one-hit KO her. The only downside to this set is the lack of distant counter. You can always run distant counter instead of Steady Breath if you want to, but Steady Breath makes her melee so much more powerful. Rath is also an interesting choice, and it trades the safety of Wind Sweep for more special damage to offset Kana's low base attack. Although this set is really just a variant of the old Dark Breath Corrin builds, I think the introduction of smoke skills does a lot to diversify and expand on what makes that build so powerful. Smoke skills can go on almost anything, and the opportunity cost for running them is very low. They take effect immediately, work on both phases, and can be used for offense as well as defense. Smoke skills synergize with popular and powerful effects like Vantage, Panic Ploy, Wind Sweep, Distant Counter, and more. They can accentuate a unit or team's strengths while covering for their weaknesses. If you haven't had a chance to experiment with smoke skills yourself, give them a shot. I think you'll be impressed with what they can do. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. You can find me on Twitter @DireThunderYT, so feel free to send me cool stuff or just drop by to say hello. As always, I hope to see you next time. Take care.